Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Tiffany and I'm the owner of Tiffany Cosplay LLC, which is a company that focuses on costume and prop fabrication as well as education. And I'm happy to be back at the Createx headquarters today to bring you another technique. Today I'm going to be teaching you a technique that I used for my Lilith cosplay, specifically how to do a blue patina onto the surface of your piece. What you're going to need for this project is of course your sample piece, and for me I am using actually a failed resin print that I tried doing for my Lilith costume. So this has already been pre-painted with wicked black and gold chrome and some shading of wicked black on top, and this is going to be our sample piece today. You're also going to want 2 disposable paint brushes, some water. You'll also want a little container with a lid so we can put our paint mixture in it. We're going to be using some iodized salt today, as well as the 2 paints that we're going to be using is the Candy Limes, specifically the Tealicious color, and then we're also going to be using the Wicked color Fluorescent Aqua. And of course, let's not forget about safety, so you'll want some disposable gloves, as well as some paper towels for cleanup. Let's go ahead and make our paint mixture, and I've already gone ahead and put my disposable gloves on. And we're going to start off with the Fluorescent Aqua. Followed by the Candy Line Tealicious. And for this mixture, we do want it to be a little bit thicker, and we're going to be doing that by adding our salt, which is going to cause our mineral look for this patina. And then we'll want to add a little bit of water to our mixture as well. Now you can work back and forth depending on if you add too much of one piece, because you do want it to be not too liquidy and not too thick for the right consistency. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more salt to this. And that's getting a bit closer to our consistency. I'll say you can use this or a tiny bit thicker depending on the type of look that you want to go for. And then you can also change out these colors. If you want it to be a more darker blue, you can substitute it for any of the other Wicked colors or fluorescent colors. Same if you want to make it lighter, just depends on the type. So now that we have our paint mixture mixed up, we're going to apply it to our sample piece. And for this specific type of patina, it's best to apply it on surfaces that have deeper crevices or dips in your piece, as this patina will flake off a little bit. So you want it to go into spots that it can sit in more. So I'm applying it more thick in certain areas. And by adding the Candy Line to this is going to make the paint a little bit more transparent on the surfaces. So the parts that don't have the salt, you'll still see that blue color a bit more. And then we're going to add some in this area. And basically just add it wherever you want it. For a natural blue patina to normally form on a metal surface such as brass or bronze or even copper, this will more likely form onto surfaces where there are dips in the piece and not necessarily on top of flat parts. So kind of be aware of where you want to apply your mixture. And when you're applying this, you may notice that it is a bit dark. This is actually going to dry lighter, as well as because we added salt to our paint mixture, that salt is going to start to mineralize on the surface and turn white. So all of this is going to lighten up quite a bit. The drying amount of time will vary depending on how thick your application is of this paint as well. So if you have it really thick, it's going to take probably 2 to 4 hours to dry. If it's really thin, then maybe about an hour to 2. Be aware that wherever we're applying this, if it is a flat surface after it dries and your hand touches it, it will slightly come off. So you do want to put these in places that aren't going to be touched very much, as well as once you're done, you will want to seal it to help prevent the paint and the salt from coming off as much. So now that the paint has been applied onto here, we actually went away for 4 hours and came back, and it is now completely dry. And you can noticeably see the difference of how it has changed colors. And it's actually lighter, and in some cases, some of the spots are more white because of the minerals from the salt. So at this point, we do want to continue working with this, and the salt actually is not going to stick onto the surface very well, and that's why we added a lot of the paint. And at this point, any part that is really thick, specifically like here, will end up flaking off. So we want to prevent a lot of it from flaking. So we're going to go ahead with a trash paintbrush that is more thick with the bristles and kind of just flake a little bit of it off to get some of the loose salt off, because it's going to come off anyway, and we want to prevent that from really coming off. And this is why it was very important to wait the 4 hours for this to dry. If this was still wet, it would come off in huge chunks. And a reminder that any place that your hand is going to be touching a lot is going to cause that patina to come off over time as well. So at this point, we have our piece here, and if you're happy with it, you can go ahead and seal it. If you are not and you want to cause, like let's say the patina went a little bit more white because you had a lot more salt in the batch, feel free to go ahead and apply a little bit more paint. And I'm going to show you now how to add a little bit more paint to the surface, and instead of using the candy and the Wicked colors together, we're just going to use straight fluorescent aqua from the Wicked line. So I'm going to pour a little bit into my cup. And then I have another paintbrush, and then on the surface we're going to be applying it to the salt sections a little bit that went a little more white than we want. Just put a little bit on our paintbrush, and then we're just going to go into more of the thicker areas of the paint and apply it just to add a little bit more color. If the color was too blue, you can go in and add a lighter color. If you want it to be darker, you can use a different darker color blue and just have some fun. The paint on top of the salt will actually help to hold the more thick areas that had salt to stay on the surface a little bit more. The paint is kind of acting like the glue for attaching it to your piece. And you can do this as much as you want or as little as you want. It's really just up to you. And that's going to be how you finish off your patina for doing the base color. Now, if you're adding more paint, you are again going to want it to dry. It won't take as long to dry because you're just applying the paint and not more salt. So just wait maybe about 30 minutes to make sure it is fully dry, and you will want to seal this as it is going to come off. And I would recommend using either the UV-less satin or the UV-less matte to seal your piece. This is going to help protect all of the salt patina from coming off of your surface. Now this will also cause the white to go a slightly darker, as the white is going to be mixing now with this a little bit, but it's going to protect everything and finish out your piece. And you can apply these products using an airbrush gun onto your surface to finish out your blue patina on whatever project you want to do. And that, guys, is how to do your very own blue patina onto whatever surface that you want. And I hope you found this video helpful for your own project. And if so, we'd love to hear from you. So let us know in the comments, as well as don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel here on Createx, and hop over to my channel, Tiffany Cosplay, and subscribe there as well. And we'll see you for our next tutorial. Much love, guys.